Welcome, internets. The current project is to remodel this kitchen on as cheap a budget as possible. Start off with, I replaced this door here. I had to raise the header above it up 2.5 inches because the floor will be coming up about that. Luckily, all the weight was actually carried along the top end there, so I was able to just cut these 2x4s off and raise this up. I'm waiting to finish this off till I get everything else done. I'm currently working on peeling all the fake shiplap off the wall. As you can see, there's like a chair railing and shiplap that goes along the bottom here, and this goes around about half the room. There's a lot of issues the shiplap was hiding. So we can see here, this wall, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but it actually bows out quite a bit in the back end. Probably at least 1.5 inches. It bows out, so I'm probably going to cut off all this drywall and see what's behind there and see if I can flatten it up. But I'm hoping a lot of this glue, which really wasn't doing anything to hold the shiplap on at all, is all really all dried up. It's mostly just the nails that I could scrape that off from most of the wall, but if not, I'll just cut off the whole bottom and put new drywall on there. If it's too much of an effort. This flooring, you see there's a step here. This is going to be leveled off so that it's flat all the way across. The peninsula will be going away. We'll be carrying the cabinets down the wall to the door. The stove, which is currently not vented at all, will be moving over here to the wall so we can vent it out the side of the house. This island will be getting a little bit narrower, which will give us more room to get around it. Currently it's about 60 inches wide, and with this 36-inch cabinet and another 12-inch cabinet I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace going together, we're going to be about 48 inches wide. So cutting it down quite a bit, which will give us more room to get around it. And it will be all countertop with storage underneath. So that will give us a lot more countertop. We're also going to put a pantry in the corner and possibly a coffee nook there. So that's the project. I'll see you again soon. My next step is to finish up the shiplap and then start tearing up the floor. Alright, it's been a few weeks, but I'm going at this hard this weekend, so I'm going to make a lot of progress. I want to give you an update. I've done a little bit of exploratory here. So, down on this wall that was bowing out here, I stuffed a towel in here because there's cold air leaking in from out here. You see there I had the spray foam that was pushing it out. So they must have sprayed that in after the fact. But I could feel a lot of cold air. Underneath this area here is just a crawl space. My understanding is it used to be a porch or a sunroom of some kind, and they closed it in, and this used to be an outside wall of the house. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to find back there. It doesn't really look too much like an outside wall. I could see, actually there's siding there. So actually it was an outside wall. So definitely a siding there. As for that foam, I'm just going to, grind it back, level it off with the multi-tool. I'll probably cut off the drywall all the way across here, the bottom, so that I can properly insulate the floor there, so I don't have cold air rising up through the walls here in between. I'm also going to do some more insulation on the floor here. I haven't decided if I'm going to take up the entire floor and then insulate between the joists, or if I'm going to do some ceiling or some floor insulation, like some hard foam, and then go underneath. I have a little bit of a window here I can get underneath this deck and actually insulate it from the bottom. So I might do a double insulation, do some from the bottom this summer, and just insulate the floor here with some hard foam. Might be easier right now. So we'll see what happens there. But also with this exploratory, you can see what I'm dealing with. This laminate here, and then there's some more tile laminate there, and then they have this. That's sharp. Some wire mesh that's nailed down with these nails, and then they just concreted right up against this cabinets, against the molding, against everything in here, and that's what I'm dealing with. But I'm gonna get it up. I also want to show you I got the freezer out of here. It's in its new home over here. Now the outlet it's plugged into is not grounded. I'm not happy with that, but it's an old house, a lot of knob and tube wiring. The wiring going to it is actually Romex, but from my understanding, it wires in somewhere up in the ceiling, or possibly over that outlet. I know coming out of that into that outlet, I have Romex because that's what the electricians ran for that new outlet. But they tied in some existing knob and tube wiring that goes up to the fan here, up to that outlet over there, the switch, these two outlets, as well as this light here and the bathroom light still all on knob and tube. So I'm not too concerned about the freezer being ungrounded right now. I don't think it's gonna burn down the house just because it was ungrounded here for several years on the exact same circuit. So I think I'll be fine. It's just a matter of, I will get a new wire run to that outlet on its own. I just got to figure out how we're gonna disconnect it, because I don't want to leave a live Romex. Might cap it off there. I'm not sure yet. I have to speak to some help here. So, but getting after it. Another thing I want to show you real quick. Down these stairs. This is stairs that we come up and down to get into the house, and we can see here, the same concrete stuff, just a thin layer. But you can see here it's splitting there on this backboard, and all the concrete's falling off. And you can see here on the stairs there's a little bit of linoleum on the step that they just covered over. But these stairs were not secured at all. They did a lot of weird stuff in this house. So right here we have, this is actually concrete slab or for the foundation. So that's why we have this little hang here. We're not gonna really be able to get rid of that because concrete slab goes up to there. I might be able to lower it, but I don't really see the point. I'm definitely getting rid of the concrete, but I also had to build some new steps down in the basement. So you can see here, these steps were actually really soft, like you stepped on them and they dropped 6 inches. They weren't secure at all. The stringers were splitting. So I actually built some new steps here. Now ignore this janky work. There's actually a board running the entire way with liquid nails and screwed in all the way down. So that's not going anywhere. Construction screws. But this was all floating. This was not secured at all. I ended up jacking it up about 6 inches because it had sagged that much from not being secured, and I put some decking blocks underneath it because this does flood regularly. There's a hole over there from the weeping vents around the house, and it actually does flood regularly. It gets up to almost there. You can see the bottom of that post is pretty rusty, and I will eventually replace that as well because our fridge is right above it. But up here, this was not held on to anything. These were actually held on by the top step. The nails from the top step was actually what was holding up both stringers. So what I've done here is I've got 2 Simpson straps. They're running up to this double beam here, screwed in with structural screws. And I've just screwed it to death all the way down, and I ran it all the way down the stringer as far as it will reach. So that's not going anywhere. That's going to hold way better. And I put a post under it to jack it up to get it up to where it's supposed to be, to close up that gap a bit that was up there that you saw. So I'm probably going to replace that backboard on that gap, or on that step, and probably end up replacing all the step boards there, just because I'm not sure if they're really worth saving with that concrete stuff on it. But yeah, that's what I've had to do down here. As next steps, I'm gonna go after this floor pretty aggressively here. I'm gonna get up all that concrete, and then I'm gonna focus on leveling it out. Hoping by the end of the weekend here, I can get all the flooring up, get it leveled out, get it walkable. this is the flooring I'm putting down, but it's not going down until my cabinets are fully done because the cabinets aren't supposed to be on top of it. It's a floating floor. I also picked that up at the auction. I got 2 pallets of that. I only need about 3/4 of a pallet, but I got some family who needs other stuff, so they'll help me out getting rid of that. But hoping this weekend to get the peninsula going. I'm just gonna spring it around here, or possibly bring in that other cabinet, get it over here, and just get this 36er out of the way, maybe against that wall. But that's the plan. So I'm gonna get after this, and I'll be back with an update once I get this floor going. Okay, so this is several hours of work later. Trying to get this stuff up. It's not coming up too easily. There's nails very close together. Like you can see here, there's a whole line of nails. All these little dots are where nails were. All the way down here, I think there's where 2 pieces of wire met. On the wire, in the middle of the wire, it looks like they're probably about 6 to 7 inches apart. Some a lot closer. You can see over here, this was all still right in the middle of the wire. Definitely overkill to keep this wire down. They didn't need to go that hard on it. Definitely wasn't about to float up. But it's definitely making it hard to get up. So I'm gonna call it a night. It's almost 8 o'clock here, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Probably post this video. But I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can find a faster way to get this up, but it's just hard because you know, those nails aren't pulling up with the wire, so you have to pull each nail individually. The wire just rips right through them, so I'm kind of using a maul here to rip it up in large chunks, and then have to go back through with the flat bar there to get the nails out. But I'll probably be seeing what else I can find tonight. It might work a little better for tomorrow, as I want to get the rest of this up tomorrow, the whole kitchen. All right, I'll see you on another video soon. Bye.